Hey there, lads and ladettes. This is Brett from Beretta Killins Pro Gaming and Reviews, here to give you our take on Sekiro. A little bit of a video to show you what's going on. First video, so cut me a little bit of slack. So Sekiro is a Ninja Gaiden / Dark Souls spin-off that is essentially stuck true to the Asian theme with beautiful scenery, very Asian orientated feudal lord enemies, and that crazy fucking Dark Souls difficulty level that we all know and love. Fuck! What makes it a little bit different from other games, I suppose, is the combat system that they've implemented in this one. So instead of the Dark Souls trade-off in a stamina-based war, they now have a posture system. The posture system can be broken down by attacking relentlessly or parrying perfect strikes. This can also be complemented later on by a system in which you can counter thrust attacks or by jumping over sweep attacks and kicking them, which will break their posture in a even more stylish manner. Keeping in mind though that as this works for all the enemies, this also works for yourself, so you'll find that in a lot of boss battles, especially if you're underprepared or haven't spent the time to upgrade your character, that your posture will get broken quite easily and the bosses will just fuck you up in general. So you've probably noticed a couple of red dots that have appeared on enemies in the previous bits of footage. That's actually because it's a death blow indicator. So every single time that you get an enemy low on health, you can finish them stylishly with a death blow, which not only looks really cool, but also regains a little bit of health a little bit later on in the game. Not only this, but you get a free death blow every time you come up behind or jump on top of any of the enemies as well, which can be incredibly useful for some bosses that have 2 health bars, so might require 2 death blows. Some enemies even have more than that, so with some bosses you can cheese your way through them. Congrats if you want to take them on all the way, all the health bars without using a death blow as a beginning strategy. But I decided morally fuck that for my sanity, and don't fucking judge me, okay? So other than this, basically, all the rest of the game is very similar to a Dark Souls-y type game. You have your bonfires, you have the skills that you can upgrade. You can't change weapons in this one, unfortunately, but you do get a bunch of sub-weapons, which are all implanted in your prosthetic hand, which you get early on in the game. These can be helpful against some types of enemies, and they can add a bit of creative flair to your striking patterns, but other than that, I never really used them. I used the sword for basically the whole game, and I had no problems doing so. Another worthy note is the fact that you can actually retry when you die, which is a pretty cool feature for new players, but still doesn't matter in most of the fucking cases. Yes, goddamn, this is a hard game, but in saying so, probably a fair few hours in, you start getting a really feel for the system. You start to grapple around the place, you learn how to jump things, you learn how to time the thrust counters, and you end up becoming really good at this game. This game is so much more different from a Dark Souls game. It puts a more fun perspective, I believe, on the combat, and it just kept me wanting more. Unfortunately, the game was probably only about 30 hours in length for me as a very average style of gamer. But there is a lot of shit out there, secret endings, and a lot more stuff that I can run you through. All I can tell you guys is have a crack at this game. It is fucking incredible. It's difficult, but it's fucking incredible. I've glanced over a lot of things, including the story, but this game's main aspect is the combat anyway. You'll learn as you go, and I believe it's more enjoyable that way anyway. So personally, we gave it 9.5 out of 10. Well deserved. So like us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for more content. And we'll see you in the next video. From the crew at Beretta Killins, peace out.
Nah, it's undodgeable. It's undodgeable. Even if you go backwards, he still gets you with it.
But I'ma come back.
Nah, he can get you in the air too.